Now, next up on deck, we have our magical item, the Death Blossom. Oh
Is this
yeah.
Overwatch?
What?
No.
What about Overwatch?
Death Blossom's name was Reaper's Ultimate.
Yeah.
You realize that word
I'll-
existed before Overwatch, right? Or those words?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Probably, but they made it popular.
Whatever.
indeed, the
You know.
Death Blossom only grows on desiccated grounds, places where necrotic magic has been used in a ritual to raise the dead. The black leaves of red splatterings are reminiscent of spilled blood.
I do want to give a moment to tell. If you don't know what a magical reagent is, we started.
I'll have to explain that. And for those of you who don't know what magical reagents are, which this is, you can use it as a spell component to enhance spells, make them better. And this particular reagent is rare, like how I like my steak.
I'll tell you what. Not everyone agrees what a rare is, and it pisses me off sometimes.
I know some people make it too well done.
You mean medium?
That's what I mean.
If I can ride at home, it's rare.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, when you use the Death Blossom, when you cast Animate Dead, or a similar spell or feature that creates an undead servant, you can add the Death Blossom to the material components. And if you do, the creature summoned by the spell has their AC, attack bonus, damage, and saving throw increased by the amount of the spellcaster's proficiency bonus. And of course, the blossom is consumed by the spell.
Now, this is something we've been doing for how long? When did we start doing
I
these?
don't know. There's
About
like,
2.5 years.
No.
No, the spell reagents.
I know.
We just started making them.
I thought we started.
No, we made them a while ago, but I officially started documenting them in our Patreon and make them into cards.
Once we went back to them.
Yeah.
I drew this.
Yeah.
Yeah, fancy. That's not what people are
nice.
listening for. So, overall, this is anybody use the material components in their D&D games?
Yeah,
Not very many.
I have been.
You have been. You're welcome.
Yeah, the players love it.
Really? Because most people say they hate it, don't they? I hate tracking all the components.
My
Yep.
players love it to death. I allowed what was it? It was a frozen flower. It was
Okay.
a frost blossom or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
I know
a
which one you're
frost
talking-
lotus.
Frost Lotus.
Yeah,
Frost Lotus.
they found one of those, and I allowed them to use that in a as a reagent, well, for the magical blacksmith. And now he's got a rapier that's a flame tongue, but with ice. It deals ice damage instead.
Oh, that is cool.
And he waited a month for it to be made.
What about you, Ellie? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I don't typically use a lot of spell components in my games. Yeah, it usually just ends up being a lot to keep track of, and then you're like, okay, when do I take the time to find them? Kind of breaks up pacing, but I like the addition of these, for for these types of like super powerful spells. I think that's so cool, especially like I never think of it, especially in tandem with some sort of like necrotic spell like this.
You know, I really want to do an experiment where I play a game with the players, and the one rule that we have to follow is encumbrance, and they have to make sure they keep a track of all their stuff.
As a guy who
and-
plays Celesta, you will
and
hate it.
weight and all that stuff. And I want to see how they react when they get to that point where it's like, I can't carry anything anymore. Are they going to just start dropping stuff? Or are they going to be like the whole Skyrim thing where you go through your inventory and
They
start,
start
eating all your
hiring
food?
hirelings with backpacks just to lug this stuff around.
I'm just wanting
Yeah,
to carry your
don't-
burden.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Come here, donkey. I think this is interesting. First of all, it sucks. I play Celesta and I'm throwing so much crap away. I hate it. Anyways,
If I turned off the encumbrance settings.
in these, yeah, so you turned it off, bastard. So you actually have run across this recently in one of the campaigns I run for you and Garwin. And Brandon shows up occasionally, and
Yeah,
she got
baby.
one of these, and I think you guys were kind of excited at first until I gave him a one that goes to the sorcerer who hasn't been able to make it. And then I find out later that Justin, this is for firecasters, and Brandon only uses ice, and I was like, oh, that was really stupid of me. This guy did the scorch rose. Anyways, these are pretty fun because they give you an opportunity to expand on the exploration pillar, right?
Yep.
If the player characters that are spellcasters knows there's artifacts or elements or things that they can find in their travels, a simple nature check will allow them to search for things like this and say, "Oh, you know what? That's a really unique flower. All you herbalisms, you're welcome." That's an interesting flower and it's rare. We should go and harvest it. What'll happen? Well, turns out if you add it to the material components of the raised dead spell, they get a little stronger. That's cool, and it allows you to embellish a part of the pillars that gets ignored. And exploration is definitely the first one to go in most games.
By the way, I want to mention something too that my wife had mentioned. Um, the reagent that I just had recently drawn for you, the Whispering Shrooms that you had posted.
Oh yeah, the ones that you drew like Mario toad guys with lips.
Yes, my wife looked at them. She said it looks like a Fey band.
I'm stealing that. I like that. Anyways, that'll do it for our magic item, the Death Blossom.